Hello everyone, and welcome back to Royville. Okay, so it's been a while, and I haven't really been reading many comics. Well, I have been reading some comics, but I had to take a long hiatus because I was in a play that took up a lot of my time. So I've been seeing this thing about booktube, and I do like to read. I like to read more than just comic books. I read a lot of books, but I also have a lot of books I've never read. And I just keep buying more. I wonder if any of you have that problem. Um, I was gonna try to do a thing where there's a guy on YouTube. I think it's Michael Vaughn, Stately Vaughn Manor. I've been watching some of his videos. Great guy, by the way. Great videos. And I think he kind of has a little bit of the idea of how or what you like to read, like I do. Haven't watched his video on the Three Musketeers, though. I'll be very interested in that one. Anyway, he does this thing where he's reading like 500 of his books before he buys any others. I can't do that. I couldn't even do that today. I saw a book online and I wanted to buy it. So I did. Well, at least I'm going to try to. So that being said, I have a lot of books that I have not read, and I was thinking maybe I could do some videos on them when I actually finish one. I'm not a fast reader. It takes me forever to read a book. I did read, actually, my favorite book, and I might do a review of it someday. I just haven't dug it out since I've actually read it. It's not in, quick grasp, but it's Lonesome Dove, a Western book, my favorite book I've ever read. I love it. I'm into Westerns. It is a thick book. It's like 800 pages, and I read it in 2 weeks. I just flew through that thing. Favorite book of all time. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. We'll see if you like it. If you do like it, leave me a comment. If you are interested in anything I read, leave a comment. If you're interested in any of the books up here, I've pretty much read none of them so far, and so if you want to have me read one and talk about it, let me know. But I do have a book that I just finished reading. And like I said, I'm into Westerns. This one, The Writer of Lost Creek. It is, usually when I'm reading Westerns, I'm reading more historical stuff. I've read a lot of stuff about historical figures, especially around the Tombstone area. But I got a book for Wild Bill Hickok. Haven't read it yet. I have a book about the Texas Rangers. Can't remember if I've read it. So hopefully it was good if I did. But the only other fiction book that I actually got done with that was a Western was Lonesome Dove. And boy, if you decide to do Lonesome Dove as your first Western, first of all, more power to you because it's 800 pages. But second of all, you're in for a great ride. Loved that book. Great. Anyway, so that's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about this one. And I think it's Louis L'Amour or Louis L'Amour. Yeah, I'm going to say Louis L'Amour. So this book clocks in at about 153 pages. Took me 3 days to read it. Probably some of you could take an afternoon. Took me 3 days to read it. So what did I think about it? Well, it was good. I mean, Louis L'Amour is seen as pretty much one of the quintessential Western writers. And he was very prolific. I think he's passed away. To me, though, it was good. It centered around a character called Kilkenny, and if you've seen any like Western movies from Clint Eastwood, or kind of that loner gunslinger rides into town, that's exactly what this book is. Doesn't like to talk about himself, is really good with a pistol. He has a very big reputation, and Lamore likes to tell you that without with the character actually saying, I'm not that. But then everybody knows he is. The story is very simple. Basically, there's a range war going on. I did kind of think it was fun that a lot of the issue was that the free grazing versus non-free grazing, basically a bunch or a group of ranchers want to barbed wire off their area, and there's like a conflict between it. Enter Kilkenny, where he has a friend that is trying to get some help because two powerful ranchers are going up against him, and he helped Kilkenny in the past. It's Lance Kilkenny, just so you know. And so he comes in, finds out there's actually something else going on. There's some good gun battles. There's a big kind of conflict at the end. I want to really love this book. And it was a really fun, quick read, but maybe I had a Louis L'Amour book so strongly and so big up there from hearing stuff about Louis L'Amour so much that I was just overexcited to read this book, knowing that it was going to be the best thing I've ever read, and it was good. I enjoyed it. Kind of very spaghetti Western. Actually, there's a few places in here where the main character sings. Kind of think like Lord of the Rings, or some stanzas where he's singing them. Well, maybe I can, because he sings in like the last page, I think. So this part here is where he's like singing as he's riding out of town. Who was that masked man? But yeah, there's some good characterization from a few of the characters. There's two female characters in it, and they're basically just there so that Kilkenny can look at some pretty women. So it's definitely kind of a guy's guy book. But there's some areas in the book where it's hard for me to tell if he actually got hit by a bullet or didn't get hit by a bullet. I had to kind of reread those a little bit because it seemed like he did, but then he was fine. I want to really love this book. I do. And it wasn't a bad book. I had fun. I'd been looking for this one for quite some time, to the point where I thought that it was actually fictitious, like it didn't actually exist. And then I found it at a local bookstore about a year after I was looking for it. So it's kind of part of a trilogy about Kilkenny. So here's the first one. Here's the second one, the Mountain Valley War. And then the last one, just Kilkenny. And I'm going to read the other two because I enjoyed the writer of Lost Creek, the Lone Rider, the Pale Rider, the writer of Lost Creek. I enjoyed it. It just wasn't as exciting as I thought it was. But I will say, if you're into kind of that solo, macho, male Western hero, this book's for you. Just kind of think, though, that it's a fun read, but it's not going to be the best read you ever had. Wow, I've really destroyed this book, and I enjoyed it. But I enjoy westerns. I don't know if someone that was not into westerns would even consider this a good read. Yeah, well, that's my review. Man, that was a horrible review, I think. I enjoyed the book. It's not the best. Lonesome Dove. Definitely recommend that one. Maybe I'll do a video on it. But I am going to read the other two. So maybe I'm just not a Louis L'Amour fan. There's another writer that's also very prolific. I can't remember. I think his last name's Gray. I haven't read anything by him. Maybe I'll try something by him as well. If you know of either of these authors, Gray or Louis L'Amour, and you are floored by them, or you just really don't care for their writing, let me know, because I would like to see other people's opinions. So, that being said, that's my lackluster review of the writer of Lost Creek. I keep wanting to say Pale Rider or The Lone Rider. I don't know. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good time and keep reading.